the nucleus of our neighborhood is going to be a community center. So we would like all ages to have opportunities to interact. We would like the seniors to mentor the young folks and participate in some of their activities, as well as the young people, probably teaching some of the older folks computer skills. That would be a really good thing, because I know a lot of seniors are kind of scared of computers. Let's see. In the Bitter Lake area, which is in North Seattle near 130th and Linden, there is a reservoir there, if you didn't know, and the community is actually going to be changing the looks of it. It looks so right now, it's grassy and has paths, but there's going to be pea patches there. There's going to be skateboard areas for the kids to play in. There's going to be paths for walking. And then park benches for people to have picnics at. It's actually going to be a great thing, and it's pretty. It's about 2 blocks away from the Bitter Lake Community Center. So that facility could be expanded even more. There's senior activities there, plus there are a lot of young folks participate in recreation and things. One of the things for neighborhoods we were thinking about is themes. Are you all familiar with the Ravenna area where they have the Candy Cane Lane? Well, if you move into that area, I don't know if they're going to do it anymore, but I know when you did move into that area, you needed to participate in the Candy Cane Lane. Well, what if we did something maybe not Christmassy? It could be, but just window boxes, or let's have a big garage sale for the whole neighborhood, or a block party, just so people would get to interact with their neighbors, which is really important. It seems like people are really not doing that a whole lot, and that would bring them out. You just need to advertise it a lot, though, so people will do that. Transportation, we have begun in Seattle, finally, to get some mass transit. And I know people up here are very anxious for the train to get further than the airport, to connect us with the airport and the other communities. But we were talking about Thornton Creek. Why can't we have that, since it's such a lovely area, have a boardwalk? That would be nice. We were talking about different nationalities, European especially. They like to take strolls in the evening. It's a family plus a community activity.
Universal design is something that we hadn't heard mentioned. We've talked about cottage communities, and maybe if there was some new building going on, then that universal design would be taken into consideration. Also, silver zip cars. So if there were people that didn't want to own their own car, there might be community cars that they could check out and use for their transportation. And let's see, I think the green space we focused on, like playgrounds, that kind of thing, so that there would be places for children. And neighborhood clinics, that was mentioned. And the sharing space, empty space in the community, to try to utilize that space. Volunteers, people helping out with other people. So those were our main things.
I really do think that we could all make better use of the community centers, and certainly volunteers are needed. I'm a volunteer. I really think as we get older that that's something we all need to do, is give back. We need safe walks, safe lighting. We need to be able to get out from morning till dusk and to be able to walk around safely. I'd love to see more of our homes used for more than one person to live in. Instead of having high-rise apartment buildings, to have smaller spaces so that people get to know each other and help each other out. And not only community centers, but what about the shopping centers? I live near Central Market, near Shoreline. They do lots of things during the summer to have community gatherings. I would think that there's got to be a way of making better use of those facilities that already exist.
I want to just review some of those resources that go untapped in our communities. I think the problem too oftentimes is that our agencies, even our own communities, tend to focus on what's missing in our communities. We focus on all the problems in our communities, and that's only half the glass. And we're focused on the useless part of the glass, the part we can't do anything with. So what I'd like to encourage for the rest of the evening is to think about the other half of the glass, what's in our community that we can utilize to help carry out this vision. So here's a map of exactly the same neighborhood I showed before, but instead of focusing on what's missing, we're focusing on what's there. Okay? So here I think are some of the treasures that are in absolutely every neighborhood that often go underutilized. And the first are the gifts of individuals. And we like to think about these as three kinds of gifts. One is gifts of the head, which is that person's unique knowledge. Gifts of the heart, that's what that person's passionate about. And gifts of the hand.
Yeah,